Coming up in this episode, Australian World Cup winner on the move to a new club in 2024, a new held dominance segment called Six Again, and Super League attendances are on the rise compared to 2022. Back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Well, what a day it's been, as we have some confirmation, first of all, that Jack Wighton will be joining the South Sydney Rabbitohs from the end of the season. Daily M medalist, a Clive Churchill medalist and a World Cup winning centre, Wighton has decided to join the Bunnies for at least the next 4 seasons on a bumper deal from all accounts. Wighton is regarded as one of the best and most versatile players in the game, capable of playing anywhere in the back line, having played the majority of his representative football in the centres, but also having the size to play in the lock or in second row. Along his rugby league career, Wighton has played 225 NRL games for Canberra Raiders since making his debut against the Titans in round 2 of 2012. He has scored 284 points from 71 tries for the Raiders also. He went on to pick up 7 test matches for Australia, 10 State of Origin games with New South Wales, 7 matches with the Indigenous All-Stars, 4 for the country origin, and 1 for the Australian Prime Minister's 13. He won the Clive Churchill Medal as the man of the match in the 2019 Grand Final, and the Daily M Medal as the best NRL player in 2020. He won 2 State of Origin series with New South Wales Blues in 2019 and again in 2021, and was part of the Australian Kangaroos team that won the 2021 Rugby League World Cup played last season, playing alongside future club mates Latrell Mitchell and Cameron Murray against Samoa in the final. The head of Rabbitohs football is Mark Ellison, and he says that Wighton will be a classy addition to the Rabbitohs squad from the end of next season. Jack Wighton is one of the elite players in our competition, and it is wonderful to be able to add him to our squad for the following 4 seasons. He has shown both the Raiders and in representative teams that he can excel at any level. In our discussions with him over the past few weeks and in his performances on the field over the past decade, he has shown that he will add great value to our squad on the park and to our club off it. He spoke to us about the family feel of the club and obvious brotherhood amongst the playing group. Here, he will be able to play alongside some of his great mates, as well as representative and former club teammates in Latrell Mitchell, Cody Walker, Cameron Murray, Damien Cook, Campbell Graham, Alex Johnston, Isaiah Tass, Shaq Mitchell, and Saliva Havili. We feel that he can play his best football with us over the next 4 seasons, and we know he will help us win football games on the field. But he will also help enrich our lives of those in the Rabbitohs and the South Cares community as well. We wish Jack all the best of luck for the rest of the season in Canberra, and we look forward to him joining the Rabbitohs family later this year ahead of the 2024 season and beyond. The move has seen the Canberra Raiders go on defence about the loss of Wighton to a NRL competitor, as they see a star man leaving the club as a lack of ambition from the club's part. But it has led Ricky Stewart to come out on media calls or even to the club's fans by saying to the fans, I want to reassure you that the club did everything possible to keep Jack at the Raiders, and I want to nothing more than to see him reach 300 games and become a one club player. I want to let our loyal members and fans know that I bleed green as much as you do, and as much as it hurts today, our future is still ahead of us. And we will continue on the path we best see fit to give the club the success it deserves. So there was a big offer put in from the Raiders to try and keep their star in the club colours for a little bit longer, or even for the rest of his career. But there was also a deal from the Dolphins on the table, which was turned down, and they have a big money stack at the moment with their new franchise status to try and get them as competitive as other teams in the competition. So to go against that and to go to Souths must mean about the project that is already in place at Souths, and also the pull of his former teammates and new club mates. We'll have to see if this pays off for Jack Wighton, but it's 4-year move now on from 2024 to the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I'm going to take you through a new premise that I've just come up with. 6 again. It is a 6-story segment in 6 minutes, or as close as possible, to see what stories you need to know. Let's begin. As of yesterday's episode, Salford Red Devils have announced a massive figure in response to the club's Reds Rise Again initiative. The Super League club have surpassed a total of £50,000 within the first day following the initiative's announcement. The club's community share offering scheme that will see the club transition into the first elite rugby league club to become a legally community-owned entity. Salford Red Devils say they are already 20% of the way through the initial targets of raising £250,000, but we cannot rest on our laurels. If we can reach towards our upper targets, we could do so much for our club and community. I implore every one of our supporters to get involved, give what you can, spread the message, and let's add another proud chapter into the story of the club's long history. Nick Rawsthorne from the Halifax Panther on an initial 1-month loan. The outside back arrives at the Crown Hall Arena presenting Super League and Championship experience, previously representing Hull FC, KR, Toronto Wolfpack, York City Knights, Doncaster, and most recently the Panthers. The 27-year-old has an impressive try-scoring record, scoring a Super League brace for Hull FC against Catalan's Dragons in 2017, as well as a last-minute try for KR against Leigh Centurions in the 2020 Challenge Cup. He says, "I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my career and I'm going to give my all to Rochdale Hornets shirt." Matic Ivalu being subject to a move to the Catalan's Dragons, and according to Catalan media, the centre is heading to Catalans immediately after being let go by the Sharks. The club confirmed that an agreement has been reached in principle, but medical tests need to be completed upon his arrival. Speaking via a club statement, Catalan's Dragons can confirm that we have reached in principle with Cronulla Sharks for the transfer of Australian centre Matic Ivalu to the club. The transfer remains subject to medical tests that the player will after his arrival beginning of next week in Perpignan. Luke Thompson has reportedly been involved in a monster deal with Wigan Warriors, according to reports in Australia. England forward is off contract at the end of the season with the Bulldogs, and reports claim that the Warriors have offered a huge 4-year deal to prize him away from the NRL. Thompson is said to be earning around £430,000 per year with his current Bulldogs deal, a figure that will comfortably make him the highest paid player in Super League. This deal is said to be the stumbling block with the wage being so high and could see the forward stay in the NRL. Warrington have been on the lookout for a forward to help with the loss of Thomas McKaylee, and Josh Kerr from St George Illawarra Dragons was rumoured to be one of the such targets. However, this is a move that will not go ahead, as Kerr has a deal with the Dolphins for 2024 and 2025, as he signed on for 2 years at the new franchise club. The Dolphins CEO Terry Reeder says Josh is a really important recruit for the Dolphins and a good story for the game in general. One of the key reasons to put in the 17th team was to give more young local players a pathway to the NRL through our system. Josh is an example of a good young Dolphins player that had to head to Melbourne and then Sydney to make it into the NRL, and now has signed for the Dolphins. And finally, Melbourne Storm prop Nelson Asofa Solomona has celebrated a successful return from injury for the club by signing a mega 4-year contract extension. Originally off contract at the end of the season, the new deal see him remain in the Victorian capital until at least the end of the 2027 season. The Wellington-born forward, who is 27, proved his status as a Premier forward at the Storm on Tuesday during the 10th Anzac Day clash with the New Zealand Warriors. Ultimately, it was the hometown club that won 30 points to 22, but in a barnstorming 59 minutes, he was 168 metres made with 13 carries and 4 tackle breaks. He said about the contract extension, "I was seriously looking at rugby," he admitted. "I felt I've given a lot to rugby league and I thought it was a good chance to go to rugby." But instead he has decided to stay home and do what his parents tell him, just to be happy. So that's my 6 stories. I know it didn't go as long as 6 minutes, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of a break to give you this process, a new thing, just what I thought of, rather than 6 stories Saturday or 6 story Tuesday, what I've done before. 6 stories in the middle of an episode, short little bites. Hope it's worth it. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And finally, we're going to talk about the Super League's attendances, as 2023 Super League season is now 10 rounds old, taking a break for the mid-season international between England and France. There have already been one attendance record for competition as rivals rounds produce some stunning figures. The Good Friday game between Wighton and St Helens produced a sensational crowd of 24,275 for their victory over the Saints, whilst Hull had 20,985, seeing Hull KR defeat Hull FC. Impressive numbers have kept coming, with the Black and Whites, Leeds, Warrington and St Helens all posting further gates of over 15,000. Elsewhere, all but Hull KR, Leigh, Huddersfield, Salford and Wakefield have recorded a figure of 10,000 at least. It's early days, but numbers are, on the whole, are better ahead of the IMG era, with clubs tasked to improve their fandom and stadium facilities, thus gaining more following and greater matchday gates. It's certainly working so far. Most teams have played a minimum of 5 home fixtures, so with that in mind, we've calculated, courtesy of Hull Live, who have been the best averages in attendance figures, and also most of the attendance figures for all clubs so far. They will again update us all in round 20 and again at the end of the season, where we'll get a more balanced calculation, but it's great to see the majority of clubs are on course to beating their averages from last season already. So these are the figures for the top 4 in Super League for attendances. Please go and click on the whole live article for the full Super League figures list. Wigan Warriors topped the table due to that massive crowd on Good Friday, with 14,355 being the average of 2023, which is up from the 12,278 in 2022. Hull FC have got the same sort of situation, to be frank, but they had a good opening game of the season attendance of 15,383, which helped also. The average so far in 2023 is 13,899, compared with 2022's 10,763. Leeds Rhinos are consistent top of the table when it comes to attendances, have actually had a slight increase with an extra 700 roughly coming through the doors. This should be helped by the opening day figures of 16,140. The average so far this season is 13,611, which is up from 12,940. And St Helens, who have only had 4 games, averaged 12,664 so far, where 2022 by this stage of the season they had 11,851. There have been some good crowds at St Helens, 15,000 and 14,000, either side of a 10,000 attendance in those 4 games. But there is a whole list to go through. Find out that whole live article. And that's it for yet another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as there's a lot to go through, and I hope you enjoy the new segment. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. Make sure that you keep your comments respectful in the comment section below. But I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best. Please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.